So now that it is the start of a new decade, I decided I was going to make a video of the 5 biggest storylines going into this decade for the NBA. Let's get right into it. With number 5, we have Russell Westbrook and James Harden. Now you're probably wondering, why don't I just say the Houston Rockets? Well, this is about these two individual players. As you know, both of these guys do not have a championship. And are we going to remember these guys as players like Karl Malone? Karl Malone, he had 2 MVPs, finished second in scoring all time in the history of the NBA. But he never won a championship. Are we going to remember Russ and Harden like that? Russ, he averaged back-to-back triple-doubles. He averaged back-to-back seasons where he had triple-doubles. Nobody ever did that. He won an MVP while doing that. But Russell Westbrook averaging triple-doubles, unfortunately, he hasn't won a ring. And when you look at James Harden, he just averaged 36 points this past season, but unfortunately, he hasn't been able to pull out a championship either. So the question is can these two together find a way to pull out a championship? We're going to remember these guys like Karl Malone, who won 2 MVPs but never won a championship? Or are they going to win a championship, and are we going to remember these guys as some of the greats of this era? At number 4, we have the future of the Golden State Warriors. Now, I made a video saying that the Golden State Warriors weren't screwed after KD left. Unfortunately for them, this season has been terrible, but there is still hope. Curry and Klay Thompson have to come back. The Warriors will most likely trade D'Angelo Russell. Let's be honest, they will. And they're going to get a top 5 pick in the draft this year. After they trade those guys, assemble them with Steph, Klay, and Draymond, it'll be interesting to see if they can pull out 1 or 2 more championships. Because they only have, let's be honest here, 2 to 3 more years that they can win a championship, because Curry, he's going to get old eventually. He's going to be, 33, 34 by the time after those 2-3 years have passed. Klay Thompson's going to be like 30, 31. So their players are going to start to get older, and once Steph Curry is out of his prime, the Warriors are they're not going to be what we once saw them. They're not going to be the 73-9 team. So it'll be interesting to see if they can win some while Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond are still in their primes. Number 3 is, what about the young talent in the league? You got guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Anthony Davis, who are just entering their primes. Luka Doncic has been balling, and you have guys like Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, and even some of the rookies. John Morant. Well, Zion Williamson hasn't played, but he still has a ton of potential. The question is how are we going to remember these guys going into the decade? Are they going to use their primes to establish themselves as greats that we will remember? Are they going to win championships and MVPs? Or are they just going to be guys that we remember for they had talent but they couldn't get an MVP or they couldn't get a championship? And that's all going to be decided in this decade. At the number 2 spot, we have the legacies of KD and Kawhi. Kevin Durant is a great player. He can score the ball. He's very underrated on defense. He has an MVP. But the problem is he hasn't won a championship where he hasn't been on a super team. I mean, when he won both his championships, they were with 3 other All-Stars. One of them just won MVP when he joined them, and they just won 73-9. So, unfortunately for KD, those championships, when we remember, I don't know if those are even going to count towards his legacy, because we all knew they were going to win. There was no way they're going to lose. But now that he's on the Nets with Kyrie Irving and a solid roster, the question is can he win a championship where we don't know if he's going to win? It's not sure if the Nets are going to win a championship or not. It'll be interesting. Can he pull it out, or are we just going to remember him as a guy who only won when he was on a super team? And for Kawhi Leonard, well, Kawhi Leonard has already established himself as a great player. The best two-way player right now, already having 2 finals MVPs. But the question is, how many more rings is he going to add to his legacy? And can he grab a finals MVP? An MVP for a regular season. But it'll be interesting. Can he get an MVP? And how many more championships is he going to get? Because Kawhi Leonard, he has the potential to become one of the greats. I don't want to go over the top here. I don't know if he has a chance to become a top 10 player, but if he really, really shows out and uses his talents and uses the talents of the Clippers around him, at best he gets 3 championships with the Clippers or some other team, but you never know. I mean, if he can find a way to get an MVP, are we going to remember him as a top 10 player? With his defensive and offensive ability, you never know. But, he could do it. He could do it. He's elite offensively and defensively, and I don't know if it's possible he cracked the top 10, but you never know. He's just that good. For the number one storyline in the NBA, it is, can LeBron James become the GOAT? Now, some of you watching probably believe LeBron James is the GOAT. I believe Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And some people that believe Michael Jordan is the GOAT believe LeBron can no longer become the GOAT, or he doesn't have a chance. I am in the category that believes he can do it. But it'll be interesting because, look, LeBron, he's aged. He led them to that championship when there was no other All-Star. He led them. He went to 2 7-game series in that 2017-2018 playoff run when they got swept by the Warriors. He used so much energy trying to carry that team that some of that tiredness and stress carried over into his Lakers season, and then he got injured. Then you have to rehab, and it got a little stressful. So I feel like he's still some of the tiredness because he's been delayed from recovery and all that. And look, I don't know, because, look, when it comes down to LeBron James and what he's going to be able to do, he's getting older. He's no longer in his prime. He can't do what he did in Miami or his early days in Cleveland when he won a championship. The only way, to me, he becomes the GOAT is if he at least wins 2 more championships and gets the scoring title. And with those 2 championships, he has to win Finals MVP because this regular season, LeBron James has been just letting Anthony Davis do his thing. He's just been 25 points and 10 assists. I mean, they've been winning, so that's good, but in the playoffs, if the Lakers realize that LeBron James is too old, if LeBron James is, too old to take over games to be the leader of the team that he is, then they might turn over to Anthony Davis and say, you're the guy now go lead us to a championship. Now, LeBron would obviously be helping in that scenario, but if that's the case, Anthony Davis is going to win a Finals MVP if they win the title. And when you look at Jordan, he won a Finals MVP every time he won a championship. So if AD does win a Finals MVP, if the Lakers win a championship, and if they win 2, even if AD has 1, that could be a big problem in LeBron's legacy because it might be Anthony Davis who is the leader of the team, and in a few years, Anthony Davis is probably going to be better than LeBron James. So I don't know. Is LeBron James going to find a way to win 2 championships, be the Finals MVP both times? And like I said, the scoring title. He could do it. He's pretty close, but like I said, he's aging, and the way he's playing in the regular season, I don't know if he can get the scoring title. So it all comes down to what LeBron's plan is for scoring and winning. Is it going to be AD who's going to take over the playoffs, or is it going to be LeBron? That is going to do it for the video today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought. Make sure you like the video. Let me know what you guys think are some big storylines heading into the NBA that I potentially missed. I will see you guys next time.